Throughout life, it is inevitable to encounter challenges. Sometimes we find ourselves facing extremely difficult situations, testing our strength and endurance. It's easy to think that we are the only ones going through this, but the truth is, everyone faces such moments. These difficulties are a normal part of human existence, although we often delude ourselves into thinking that life should be a constant sea of joy. The reality is quite different. Life is a roller coaster of ups and downs, and facing adversities is an essential part of this journey. Instead of fearing these challenging moments, we should see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Every obstacle overcome makes us stronger and more resilient. As humans, we are endowed with the ability to shape our reactions to the complicated situations life presents us. Although this ability is inherently within us, it is rare to find guidance on how to develop it most effectively. That's precisely why I'm here today. I want to address a fundamental concept that can guide us in this process of emotional mastery: temperance, one of the 4 Stoic virtues. To illustrate this principle, allow me to share a story that I hope will illuminate the path to a deeper understanding. Long ago, a wise king gathered the most respected scholars of his realm with a peculiar request. He commissioned a precious ring with a sparkling diamond and wished to conceal within it a special message, a compass in turbulent times. The task was challenging: to find words powerful enough to encircle the diamond, yet containing wisdom vast enough to guide not only the king, but also his heirs and generations to come. Among the king's advisors was a beloved servant, an elderly man who had lived many years in the palace. Although not a scholar, his experience had made him wise in a unique way. The king, eager to consider all perspectives, also sought the guidance of this humble servant. This servant shared a poignant story of a master he had met in his youth. This master, a guest of the king's father, had offered him a remarkable message. A message so simple, yet profoundly meaningful. "This too shall pass." These words, written on a small piece of paper, became the treasure hidden in the king's ring, awaiting a moment of need. The moment arrived when the king's realm was invaded, and he found himself fleeing for his life, pursued by a crowd of enemies. In a dead-end alley, with a cliff in front of him and enemies behind, he retrieved the paper from the ring. Reading the words, "This too shall pass," an inexplicable calm enveloped him. The noise of the enemies faded away, and he felt a deep silence around him. The adversities surrounding him seemed to have dissipated, providing him with a sense of security amid danger. With the aid of this message, the king managed to rally his army and reclaim his kingdom. In the joy of victory, as the city celebrated his return, the wise servant reminded him of the ongoing importance of the message. He explained that "this too shall pass" was not just a comfort in moments of despair, but also an essential reminder in moments of triumph. In his euphoria, the king opened the ring again and read the words. The same peace he had felt in dark hours enveloped him once more, this time taking away his pride and ego. The elderly man, by the king's side, reinforced the fundamental lesson. Remember that everything passes. In every situation, good or bad, this wisdom should be kept in mind. This message became more than advice. It was a philosophy of life, a constant reminder of the impermanence of all things. And so, this story was passed down, spanning generations and continents, inspiring people to find serenity, not only in difficult moments, but also in ephemeral joy. The king and his humble servant left behind a legacy of acceptance, reminding us that, ultimately, all life experiences are fleeting, shaping our journey with a constant reminder that, in the end, impermanence is the only constant. In every moment, we experience a range of emotions: joy and sadness, happiness and challenges. This duality is intrinsic to our existence, an essential part of the complex tapestry that is human nature. It is crucial to understand that no event or emotion is permanent. Just as the sun sets and night falls, our feelings also change. The key to balancing our emotions lies in accepting this impermanence. Imagine if happiness or sadness lasted forever. It would be a strange and static world with no room for growth or learning. Accepting our emotions does not mean resignation or passivity in the face of circumstances. On the contrary, It is a powerful acknowledgement that many things are beyond our control. By accepting what we cannot change, we release energy to focus on what we can transform. This leads us to proactivity, to seeking solutions, and to the ability to face challenges head-on. When immersed in joy, it is wonderful to experience that moment fully, but with moderation and awareness that this happiness is fleeting. Euphoria should not blind us to the reality of impermanence. Just as we value moments of joy, we need to cultivate resilience to face adversities with temperance. Being temperate does not mean suppressing our emotions, but understanding them deeply. A temperate heart allows us to celebrate victories without losing ourselves in arrogance or the illusion of invincibility. At the same time, it gives us the strength to endure sadness without being drowned in despair. It is about finding balance, navigating the waters of life with grace and wisdom. It is true that life is an emotional roller coaster, and temperance is the key that helps us maintain balance through all the highs and lows. The story I shared earlier only addresses two emotions, joy and sadness. But temperance is applicable to any emotion. When any emotion is taken to extremes, we lose perspective and clarity, making it difficult to find a healthy path. Take anger, for example. It can be a powerful emotion, signaling that something is wrong or unjust. However, when we let anger overpower us, we can act impulsively and hurt those around us. Temperance teaches us to feel anger, acknowledge it, and instead of letting it control us, channel it constructively. We can transform it into motivation to promote positive changes in ourselves and in the world around us. Similarly, fear, when extreme, can paralyze us and prevent us from reaching our full potential. But when we face fear with moderation and courage, we can overcome challenges and grow as individuals. Love, as beautiful as it is, also needs to be tempered. Excessive possessiveness or dependence can suffocate a relationship, while balanced love is built on mutual trust, respect, and freedom. Temperance invites us to be aware of our emotions, to feel deeply, but also to maintain a healthy perspective. It allows us to respond to life's ups and downs with calmness, understanding, and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. By cultivating temperance in our lives, we find inner peace that guides us through emotional storms and helps us build healthier, more meaningful relationships. These wise words from Stoic philosophers remind us that temperance is not just about suppressing or denying our emotions, but about channeling them in a healthy, balanced way. When we live with temperance, we can discern between momentary impulses and choices that align with our deepest values. Temperance empowers you to live a meaningful life, guided by reason and introspection. It helps us avoid the extremes that can lead you down destructive paths. By mastering our impulses, we gain mental and emotional clarity, enabling you to make thoughtful and compassionate decisions. Furthermore, temperance teaches us to appreciate the beauty of moderation in all areas of our lives. Whether in the food we eat, the money we spend, or the emotions we experience, finding the right balance brings us contentment and inner peace. It's like discovering the perfect melody amid the chaos of the world, a harmony that connects us with our true essence. Therefore, as we navigate the turbulent waters of life, let us remember the words of wisdom from Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Cultivating temperance is not just a wise choice, but a path to a richer, more meaningful life. By embracing the virtue of temperance, we find the key to living with authenticity, understanding, and gratitude, transforming not only our own lives, but also the world around us. May we continue this journey with temperance, allowing ourselves to grow, learn, and flourish at every step of the way.